Tay and Newwiee have worked together for more than 10 years. Is that simply the result of professionalism and great friendship, or do their birth charts reveal something special? Interestingly, their charts seem to complement each other almost perfectly. One naturally brings the emotions, the other the communication. Today we'll compare their astrology and uncover the connection that may explain why this pairing has remained so popular for so long. Hello stars, welcome back to my channel where I analyze the horoscopes of your favorite BL couples. If you're new here, my name is Beatrice, I'm a professional astrologer and a huge BL fan, and today I'm taking a closer look at TayNews. They are widely recognized as one of the four pillars of GMM and have been working together for more than 10 years. Talking about pillars, I already made a video about Crescendo. If you want to watch it, the link is in the description. And one of my next videos will be about Afghan, so stick around if you don't want to miss it. But back to TayNews. As usual, we will first explore their individual birth charts to see what they reveal about love and relationships. Then we look at their compatibility chart and at the relationship horoscope to discover why these two have such a special connection. So let's get started. Tay was born on the 20th of July 1991 and has a birth chart that is strongly dominated by earth and water. These elements make someone emotional, loyal, and deeply caring, but they can also make it difficult to express feelings openly. Since there is almost no air in his chart, he may not always find it easy to put his emotions into words. Instead, he is more likely to show love through actions, loyalty, and being there for the people he cares about. His Cancer Sun already makes relationships very important to him, but it sits close to Chiron, the asteroid linked to our deepest emotional wounds. This suggests that relationships have been a source of pain and important life lessons for Tay, but also for emotional healing. Chiron sits at a critical degree, the very last degree of Cancer, making this theme even stronger. Tay may have spent part of his life wondering whether he was truly loved or accepted for who he is. Because the asteroid Psyche, which represents the soul and deep emotional connection, is also part of this conjunction, he probably doesn't look for casual relationships. He wants someone who understands him on a very deep level. This becomes even more obvious because Chiron is opposite Saturn, the planet of limits, responsibility, and life lessons. This aspect can make it difficult to fully trust others, especially when he is younger. He may build emotional walls without even realizing it, taking a long time before letting someone see his vulnerable side. But once he commits, he usually takes that commitment very seriously. His moon, which represents emotions, is in passionate Scorpio. Unless Tay was born very early in the morning or very late at night, his moon is also conjunct Pluto, the planet of transformation. This creates incredibly intense feelings. He doesn't experience love halfway. When he falls for someone, he loves with his whole heart. He values honesty, emotional depth, and complete trust. Superficial relationships are unlikely to satisfy him because he naturally wants a bond that feels powerful and life-changing. His Mercury, the planet of communication, is in Leo together with Jupiter and the asteroid Fortuna. This combination gives him warmth, confidence, and natural charisma when he speaks. It is one of the reasons why performing and entertaining others can come so naturally to him. However, Jupiter also forms a challenging square to Pluto and possibly the Moon as well. This can make emotions and conversations feel larger than life. He may sometimes overthink situations, become emotionally overwhelmed, or turn small relationship issues into something much bigger simply because he feels everything so deeply. Love itself is strongly highlighted because Venus, the planet of love, and Mars, the planet of passion and attraction, are joined together in Virgo. When these two planets come together, romantic feelings and physical attraction usually work hand in hand. Tay is unlikely to separate emotional affection from physical chemistry. He appreciates loyalty, reliability, and the small everyday gestures that show someone genuinely cares. Rather than dramatic declarations, he is more likely to express love by helping, supporting, and paying attention to the little details that make another person happy. Another interesting placement is Black Moon Lilith in Capricorn, which is closely connected with Uranus, the planet of freedom, originality, and breaking traditions. Together, these placements suggest that Tay doesn't like being told how relationships should look. He values independence and may question traditional expectations about love and commitment. He prefers to make his own choices instead of following what other people think is normal, so his relationships look different from what others expect. This combination can also make him attracted to people who are confident, unique, and unafraid to be themselves. He may admire partners who stand out from the crowd and don't try to fit into society's expectations. His north node, which represents his life path, sits in Capricorn between Neptune and Juno, the asteroid connected with long-term commitment and marriage. This suggests that one of his biggest life lessons is learning to build stable, mature, and lasting relationships. Neptune adds a romantic, idealistic side, making it easy to dream about the perfect partner, while Juno reminds him that lasting love is built through commitment, patience, and shared goals. One particularly interesting pattern in his chart is a yod, also called the finger of fate or finger of God. It connects Saturn and the asteroid Valentine, which represents romantic love, with Venus, Mars, and the asteroid Karma. This suggests that relationships may never feel simple or effortless. Important partners often arrive at exactly the right moment to teach valuable life lessons. Love may sometimes require difficult choices, patience, or personal growth before everything falls into place. At the same time, his chart contains a beautiful kite pattern centered on the asteroid Pallas Athena, which is associated with wisdom and good judgment. It connects the Sun, Chiron, Psyche, Amor, the asteroid of unconditional love, and Eros, the asteroid of passion. Eros sits at the powerful critical last degree in Scorpio, making passion and attraction especially intense. This pattern helps balance the emotional challenges elsewhere in his chart. It suggests that despite painful experiences, Tay has a remarkable ability to understand love on both an emotional and spiritual level. Over time, he can become someone who builds relationships with both his heart and his head. His planetary placements also give us clues about the kind of partner he finds attractive. He's drawn to someone who takes good care of themselves, looks neat, stylish, and clean. A youthful or innocent appearance may immediately catch his attention, but he is looking for much more than that. Beneath that sweet first impression, he is attracted to someone with confidence, strong passion, and undeniable sex appeal. He likes people who don't hide their charm and who naturally radiate warmth and attraction through the way they carry themselves. Practicality is also very important to him. Everyday reliability, good habits, and simply making life easier together can be just as attractive as physical beauty. A well-defined waist may catch his eye more than flashy or dramatic looks. Overall, his ideal partner is someone who seems gentle and approachable at first, but reveals surprising emotional depth, confidence, and passion once you get to know them. Newwiee was born on the 30th of January 1993 and has a birth chart that is dominated by air and water. Air brings curiosity, communication, and openness, while water adds emotional depth and sensitivity. Interestingly, this complements Ty's chart almost perfectly. Ty has very little air, while Newey has plenty of it. Together, this creates a nice balance between emotions and communication. His Aquarius sun gives him an independent spirit. He values honesty, friendship, and mutual respect in a relationship and wants a partner who accepts him exactly as he is. His sun is part of a larger conjunction with Mercury, the planet of communication, Saturn, the planet of responsibility, and the asteroid Nike, which is linked to success and achievement. This combination suggests that although he may appear relaxed and easygoing, he takes important relationships seriously. He thinks carefully before making commitments and prefers building a relationship on trust and friendship first. Because this group of planets forms a harmonious aspect to Jupiter in Libra, a sign strongly connected with partnerships, harmony, and the arts, he also has natural charm and the ability to create balanced relationships. It is another placement that supports his career as a performer. Love is one of the strongest themes in his chart. Venus, the planet of love, is in Pisces, one of the most romantic signs of the zodiac. This placement often belongs to people who love deeply, forgive easily, and want an emotional connection that feels almost magical. Venus also forms a beautiful connection to Pluto in Scorpio, making his feelings incredibly intense. When he falls in love, he loves deeply. He wants complete trust, emotional closeness, and a bond that transforms both people. His Mars, the planet of passion and attraction, is in Cancer and is retrograde. This suggests that he may not always express his desires directly. Instead, he may keep strong feelings inside until he feels completely safe. However, those emotions run very deep. Mars forms a harmonious aspect with Black Moon Lilith in Pisces, adding even more passion beneath his calm exterior. In fact, four of the strongest indicators of passion in his chart, Venus, Mars, Pluto, and Lilith, are all placed in water signs. This creates someone who may seem gentle and soft on the outside, but experiences love and attraction with remarkable emotional intensity. At the same time, his chart contains a challenging grand cross involving Pluto, the asteroid Karma, the asteroid Amor, Chiron, and Saturn. This suggests that relationships are one of the biggest areas of growth in his life. Love may sometimes come with difficult lessons, emotional tests, or situations that require patience and maturity. There may be moments when he has to choose between following his heart and protecting himself. These experiences are unlikely to be easy, but they help him become stronger and wiser over time. His north node, which represents his life path, is in Sagittarius and sits between the asteroids Sappho and Eros. Sappho is often associated with same-sex love and deep emotional appreciation, while Eros represents passion and attraction. Together with Chiron in Leo, which forms harmonious aspects to all three, this creates a fascinating pattern. Leo is strongly connected with performing, and this combination can indicate that expressing stories of love, passion, and emotional connection through acting is part of his life path. It is one of the placements that may explain why he has been so successful in BL series and why audiences find his romantic performances so believable. Juno, the asteroid linked with long-term commitment and marriage, is in Cancer. This suggests that despite his independent Aquarius nature, deep down he wants a relationship that feels emotionally safe, caring, and supportive. He is likely looking for a partner who feels like home, someone he can completely trust, build a future with, and always return to when the outside world becomes too overwhelming. In this part of the video, we compare TayNew's birth charts to see how compatible they are. Their compatibility chart, also called the synastry, shows a connection that combines affection, emotional depth, strong chemistry, and important life lessons. One of the warmest parts of this horoscope involves Tay's sun, together with Chiron and the asteroid Psyche and Sappho, forming harmonious aspects to Newwie's Venus and Pluto. Venus represents affection, while Pluto brings depth and intensity. Psyche is linked with a deep understanding of another person, and Sappho can show admiration and emotional closeness. Newwee appreciates Tay's personality and feels drawn to both his warmth and his more sensitive side. Tay, in return, feels seen, valued, and emotionally accepted by New. Pluto makes the bond more powerful, so their influence on each other goes far beyond a normal working relationship. Communication also plays a major role. Tay's Mercury, the planet of communication, is joined by Jupiter and the asteroid Fortuna, and all three connect with Newee's Chiron. Tay's words may touch sensitive areas in Newwee, sometimes helping him feel understood and supported, but sometimes also bringing out insecurities to the surface. Because these placements are opposite Newee's Saturn, communication may occasionally become serious, careful, or tense. New may sometimes limit Tay's enthusiasm, while Tay may feel that New is too cautious or strict. Still, Saturn also gives them stability. It helps them stay connected, work through problems, and take the relationship seriously. The same group in Tay's chart forms beautiful trines to Newee's North Node, Eros, and Sappho. The North Node represents personal growth and life direction, while Eros is connected with passion and attraction. This suggests that Tay's ideas, humor, and way of communicating may have encouraged Newee's development. They may also awaken Newee's creative, affectionate, or passionate side. Their conversations feel exciting and meaningful, and they inspire each other both personally and professionally. There is also a strong tension between Tae's Pluto and Newie's Saturn. Pluto pushes for deep change, while Saturn tries to protect structure and control. At times they may test each other's limits or create pressure without meaning to. One person may want to change the situation, while the other wants to keep things stable. This can lead to power struggles or stubborn moments, but it can also create great endurance. If both respect each other's boundaries, this aspect can help explain why the bond has survived challenges and lasted for so many years. Chemistry and unpredictability appear through Newie's Mars opposing Tae's Uranus and Lilith. Mars represents desire and action, Uranus brings surprise and freedom, and Lilith adds a rebellious magnetic quality. This can create immediate excitement and a strong awareness of each other. New may activate a more unusual, independent, or daring side of Tae. At the same time, the energy can change quickly. There may be sudden closeness, teasing, irritation, or unexpected reactions. They are unlikely to find each other boring, especially when they allow each other the freedom to be themselves. The relationship works best when neither person feels controlled. Newie's Uranus and Neptune are also conjunct Tae's North Node. This suggests that New may have played an important role in Tae's life direction. Uranus can open unexpected doors, while Neptune brings creativity, dreams, and imagination. Their connection may have changed Tae's plans or introduced him to opportunities he could not have predicted. Since they work in acting and romantic storytelling, Neptune also strengthens their ability to create believable emotions and fantasy together on screen. Another meaningful aspect is Tae's asteroid Karma conjunct Newie's Juno, the asteroid of commitment and long-term partnership. This does not necessarily prove a romantic relationship, but it does suggest that their bond feels important and lasting. They feel a sense of responsibility toward each other or find it difficult to simply walk away from the connection. Their long professional partnership fits this symbolism very well. Newie's Venus in Pisces is conjunct Tae's asteroid Amor, which represents pure and unconditional affection. This is one of the sweetest aspects in their synastry. It suggests tenderness, kindness, and a natural wish to make the other person feel loved or appreciated. Newie's way of showing affection may match something Tae deeply values. However, this conjunction is opposite Tae's Pallas Athena, the asteroid of logic and strategy. Sometimes Tae may try to analyze or manage feelings that Newey expresses more naturally. The heart and the head may not always agree, but this can also help them balance emotion with good judgment. Finally, Tae's Venus and Mars conjunction forms a harmonious aspect to Newey's asteroid Fortuna, which is connected to luck and wealth. Venus and Mars together create a blend of affection, attraction, and creative energy. Their relationship may bring Newey good opportunities, confidence, or happiness, especially when they work closely together. It also makes their chemistry appear natural to other people, which may be one reason audiences enjoy watching them as a pair. Overall, Tae and Yui's synastry shows real affection, emotional influence, strong chemistry, and a bond that can support long-term growth. There are also difficult aspects involving control, sensitivity, and sudden reactions, so the connection is not always simple. Still, the positive links are strong enough to create loyalty, inspiration, and a feeling that meeting each other changed both of their lives in an important way. We are now taking a look at TayNew's composite chart that describes the relationship itself. It shows the energy that is created when they come together. They have many planets in Earth and air signs. Earth provides reliability and stability, while air keeps the relationship mentally stimulating. This balance fits very well with a partnership that has lasted for more than 10 years. The composite sun is in Taurus, suggesting that this relationship is built to last. Taurus values loyalty, patience, and consistency. There is a sense that this connection grows stronger over time instead of fading quickly. However, the sun also forms a square to Mars in Leo. Mars represents action and passion, so this aspect brings plenty of energy, excitement, and motivation. At the same time, it can create occasional clashes of ego or different ways of doing things. The relationship is unlikely to become boring, but it sometimes requires compromise. The composite moon is in Aquarius, giving the emotional side of the relationship a unique quality. Together, they may value friendship just as much as emotional closeness. They tend to give each other space and respect each other's individuality, which can be one reason the connection has remained healthy over many years. Even if emotions are strong, they may not always express them in a dramatic way. Venus, the planet of love, is in Gemini. This suggests that communication is one of the greatest strengths of the relationship. They enjoy talking, laughing, and exchanging ideas. Mental connection is just as important as physical or other type of attraction. Venus forms harmonious aspects to Saturn and Lilith in Aquarius, creating an interesting combination. Saturn adds loyalty and long-term stability, while Lilith brings authenticity and the courage to be themselves. Together, these aspects suggest that a relationship works best when they both feel accepted without having to hide who they really are. Venus also forms a square to Jupiter in Virgo. Jupiter expands whatever it touches, bringing generosity, optimism, and warmth. Sometimes, though, this aspect can create unrealistic expectations or a tendency to promise more than can easily be delivered. It encourages them both to enjoy the relationship while remembering that even the strongest connections require everyday effort. Mars in Leo is joined by Chiron, the asteroid connected with emotional wounds and healing. Together they create a relationship that encourages personal growth, but not always in an easy way. Because Mars and Chiron are opposite Saturn and Lilith in Aquarius, there can sometimes be tension between responsibility and freedom. On one side is the desire to meet expectations, especially as public figures and performers. On the other is the need to remain authentic and live life on their own terms. Finding a balance between these two sides may be one of the biggest lessons of the relationship. Another important strength is the conjunction of Mercury and Pluto in Scorpio. Mercury represents communication, while Pluto brings emotional depth and transformation. Together they create conversations that rarely stay on the surface. This relationship has the potential for complete honesty, deep understanding, and the ability to work through difficult situations by talking them through instead of avoiding them. These two planets also stand at the top of a small talent triangle with Jupiter in Virgo and Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn. This pattern suggests that the relationship naturally combines practical thinking, creativity, and innovation. They can solve problems together, adapt to new situations, and turn ideas into reality. It is an especially supportive pattern for creative work and may be yet another reason they have collaborated so successfully over the years. The composite north node is in Capricorn and forms a harmonious trine with the Sun. This suggests that the relationship itself has a clear sense of purpose. Together they encourage each other to grow, build something meaningful, and achieve long-term goals. Rather than holding each other back, the connection tends to support personal and professional development. The most remarkable feature of this composite chart is a very rare pattern, a Star of David involving Juno, Venus, Chiron, Sappho, Eros, Saturn, and Lilith. This is considered a highly harmonious configuration because it links many different parts of the relationship into one supportive network. It suggests that affection, attraction, commitment, emotional healing, and mutual understanding can work together instead of competing with one another. The relationship has a natural ability to overcome challenges, combine different strengths, and keep growing through cooperation. The only caution is that when things flow so easily, it can sometimes be tempting to ignore smaller problems instead of addressing them early. Overall, this composite chart describes a relationship with exceptional long-term potential. It combines friendship, loyalty, emotional depth, mental connection, and strong creative chemistry. There are challenges, particularly around balancing public responsibilities with personal freedom, but the chart repeatedly points toward cooperation, resilience, and a partnership that has the ability to keep evolving over time. And that was the astrology behind TayNew's connection. Whether we look at them as co-workers, friends, lovers, or simply as a successful BL pairing, their charts show a relationship with strong themes of loyalty, creativity, communication, and long-term growth. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to subscribe, because my next videos will explore another one of GMMTV's four pillars of Gan, as well as the pairs Siwoo and Yoon-sik from the series The Prosecutor's Proposal, Por, and Yoon-hee from To My Shore. Until next time, shine bright like the stars.